Thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves.
So Trump proposed today ending birthright citizenship, and it's breaking news. Guys, it's not breaking news. It was in Project 2025. And Stephen Miller talked about it at that Madison Square Garden hate rally they did October the 27th about ending birthright citizenship. And what that means is if you have two undocumented parents and you are or nationals of another country and they give birth to a child here in the United States who by our Constitution is an American, they are talking about deporting natural born citizens of the United States and deporting them. Now, he said it with the guise of he didn't want to separate families. But here's the thing. That's the Constitution about being a citizen if you are born on these grounds. So they want to deport people that are Americans. And Steve Miller said quite clearly, America is for Americans. Now note, you're born here, you're American. What he means and what they meant is Americans that don't look like me. They want Americans that look like them, because every time they talk about immigration, they talk about black and brown people. But they don't talk about people that have overstayed visas from Europe or Canadians that are here. It's just us. So this should not be a surprise to you if you are paying attention to Project 2025 or the words that were coming out their mouth. Because a lot of times people say, oh, they said the quiet part out loud. Honey, they've been screaming it. You just weren't listening. And the news was cleaning it up. They were sanitizing and whitewashing the words coming out their mouth. But it is what it is. But if you want to be in the know of what this upcoming administration is going to propose, if you have not done it, go read Project 2025, because you will not be surprised when you hear the crap that they're talking about. As always, I am sending peace, love, and good vibes. Everybody have a great day.
See, it is now clear who birthright citizenship is meant for. From the statement of President Trump, who said that birthright citizenship is for the children of the slave. Think about it. Who are the children of the slave? When we told the immigrants to understand what Black Americans did, what role they played to making sure that everybody have a leverage, they said, no, Black Americans, they have no culture. They are lazy. They are this, they are that. Now that Mr. Trump has said the obvious, who is going to help immigrants now? Because he said whoever comes into the country without documentation, maybe you came through tourism or visit and all of that, and you are in America to give birth, that it is not authorized anymore. Birthright citizen is not for immigrants anymore. And of course, there's been a back and forth in the system. But before we go into all of that, now let's establish that truly Black Americans are the ones that fought for everybody. Therefore, birthright citizenship is for them because they fought for it. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today is an interesting topic. I want to go deeper into this discussion, but before I do, please subscribe to my channel, like and share, and even hype the video. This is my desire. Please help me. Let this channel go to the next phase by you sharing every information you get here. Credit belongs to original creator of every content and stitches. I'll be right back.
So why birthright citizenship is so important, and why knowing who you're dealing with and what community they come from truly is important. I know you guys like a bunch of shiny pictures, but just follow what I'm saying real quick. The reason why there's things like getting rid of the whole birthright citizenship is because a lot of these people come from communities where they are encouraged to break the law, and we continue to see they're encouraged to break the law. Now, keep in mind, there are some other bigger things that are going on, such as the Kenyan American that walked through the Ugandan border with grenades. Do you see how we just got pinned with an African? And what's his only loyalty to this country? Our country giving them handouts, giving them passes, throwing a American label on it so that they can go break laws, right? And then use the excuse, not my culture. Have mercy on all of these excuses, right? We don't get these same excuses. I want you to go try to break the law and go illegally stay in any other country. So I'm going to keep repeating that so that we can continue to follow this in the act of fairness, right? When it comes to things like the Somali Americans now funding terrorism, now it's technically like they're Americans funding terrorism. And this is why we need to vote against all TSP. We need to get everybody out of this country and get it all reset, because what a lot of people are not understanding is these people carry their community and their ideology before any type of patriotism or loyalty to the country. So you're going to continue to see all of these communities that everybody propped up, brung in. You're going to see the true nature of them. The reason why they couldn't make their communities as successful as ours is because we're just importing those criminalities here, and they're using it to fund the criminality where they're coming from, or to take from the American population. This is why birthright citizenship is very important, because a lot of you don't know who you're dealing with when it comes to people in the streets. For instance, the Somalis are talking about they're going to not know who we are, and they're going to pick up black Americans. They're not going to pick up black Americans. They're going to smell that you weren't wearing deodorant. They're going to see that you don't speak correctly. They're going to see that you don't act right. They're going to see that you don't brush your teeth. They're going to see that you're in love with your cousin and or brother. They're going to see that you probably have a child bride at your house. They're going to see that you live in a community that is as musty as you are, and everybody there is also breaking the law just like you. They're also going to notice that wherever they go where you guys are, no one else can be around because you guys are very intolerable. Of course, you guys are also you favor only your people, and you only act humane to your own people in other people's countries. But regardless, it's pretty easy to find you guys because you guys have a certain smell, look, the forehead, if I was like this, like this, maybe, but but yeah, they're not gonna confuse a law-abiding citizen versus somebody that's been listening to extreme ideologies their entire life and pretending they're civilized people in front of other individuals while also being uncivilized in front of other individuals, because you guys get a pass, right? So anyways, so they're not going to confuse any of you guys, but to make things easier, we noticed that if you guys all score very low and you are just getting benefits as a community, you're not a success. So you guys are lowering our test scores. You guys are making literally the entire United States just look bad, right? So I feel like what they're going to do, or what they need to do, is just turn the United States into a big reality show. And at this point, since there's cameras everywhere and we have facial recognition and all these tethers don't want to get out, they're just going to have Trump as like a game show host, and he's just going to be firing everybody, and it's going to be funny. He's just going to be rounding people up, and people get to relive all of their favorite slave jokes that they like to make to black Americans. They get to relive those slave jokes firsthand. You guys are going to find out why you guys are maybe going to start looking up the origin of where the cops came from and the slave patrols and stuff. But my point is, I enjoy the fact when somebody makes a joke about something, but they can't make a joke about other things. So I enjoy that they get to experience that firsthand with their family. So you get the experience, the first thing what you guys like to say about the chains and the slavery, you guys will get to experience very similar 2025 version, but now there's gonna be drones and videos to just look at and enjoy the actual action. It would be a great way to monetize getting rid of people that broke the law and then continue to break the law. And the thing about all of this is, like I said, it's really crazy that people try to tell any of us Black Americans we're this or that for literally saying the correct things, right? So the people said, hey, all you had to do was not run through the border, stay here illegally, and follow the law. These are the only things that you had to do. And somehow you guys woke up, found yourself across the border 10 years later with no paperwork. And now you want to play the victim. And I'm just confused because I have never, and my community has never, has had anybody end up like any of you. My community also doesn't really, promote to do criminality like that, to tell me to go across the border or even to protect somebody that's broken the law and then continues to break the law by every day being inside of the United States illegally. And so when you're also asked to leave, and that means that you have the ability to, but instead you guys run all around the United States back and forth to your countries and stuff, meaning that you have the ability to leave and stay out. So now they have to take it into their own hands. So I don't come from a community that teaches that. So that's why I find it funny that all I do is promote my community and promote that we follow the law, and literally promote to follow the law. That is how you become a normal American. You just follow the law. You don't have to agree with everything, right? But you follow the law. Quite simple. You can wish and hope and pray that your illegal cousin that touched this girl and that kid and that, you can pray and wish that they were over here all the time, but hey, that's a dream. That's why they call it American dream. But the thing is, it's the dream was for the Americans. You guys just decided to make it a nightmare for all of us by just doing all of this criminality. And so what you're going to see is we really need to keep Americans here, because Americans seem to be the only ones that don't have communities where they promote scamming and promote just, hey, break the law, continue to break the law, and also just deflect all the time. No accountability. And so now we have even higher rates of single mamas because of the Somalis. Now we have higher numbers of people that are just literally criminals. So if you're here illegally and you're protecting people that are here illegally, you're all criminals, because that's breaking the law, right? And so now, because we have people breaking the law, we have people that are amongst our ranks. They're influenced to break the law. They're probably already breaking the law, and they're probably breaking the law because they're breaking the law with you, and they benefit from it. That's why it's funny whenever you guys try to come and run here and try to shame me for saying you guys are breaking the law. You guys shouldn't be breaking the law. But I'm going to continue to say the right thing and tell the truth. I don't get bought. I don't pick sides. That's how I know you guys are wicked, because you can literally say, oh, well, everybody in my community is doing this wicked thing, so I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And my community is not about that. My community is about doing what's right. That's the difference between my community, which is a real American community, which is a Black American community, and all of these knockoff tethers that you imported, because all of them literally import their third world flip-flop, musty, scheming, scamming mentality, and they bring it here. So this is why we all must really focus on birthright citizenship and getting trash back to the garbage can. Get everybody back to where they love so much. Get everybody back to where they have their flags. Get everybody back to where they act, think, and talk alike, because it's just not working. It's just not working. And you guys, at the end of the day, learned our language just to thieve off of us. Like, it has not benefited us as much as it benefited you. So this is why we need to delineate, and birthright citizenship needs to be to only real blooded Americans. It's only in the blood.
If you are a U.S. citizen who was born in the United States, we need to talk and you need to listen to this video. So tomorrow, April 1st, the Supreme Court will be hearing arguments for Trump versus Barbara, which, if they decide to uphold his executive order, would effectively end birthright citizenship in the United States. It's very important to understand that right now, major media outlets are only focusing on the fact that the administration is trying to target the children of people who immigrate to the United States illegally or on temporary visas, but they are misleading you. They are misleading you because the implications of this Supreme Court case is massive and widespread and will unravel the citizenship of the United States, impacting millions of people. It is very important to understand because, again, the media outlets are not framing it the way they should be. And the fact that if you are a new parent after this order goes into effect, you will have to prove your citizenship in order for your child to receive a citizenship, which means in the United States, babies born after the effect of this executive order will be presumed to be non-citizens unless their parents can prove their citizenship. So it's not a matter of simply, a child of an illegal immigrant, they're not going to be a citizen. No, you, random person who was born in the United States, has been in the United States all your life, is a U.S. citizen, you will have to prove your citizenship for your child to receive a citizenship. And the thing is, the guidelines that have been issued to the Social Security Administration detail how your birth certificate will not be enough to prove you are a U.S. citizen. And it doesn't just stop there either. The arguments being made by the Trump administration in their briefs, as well as their allies, are arguing to allow for Congress, as well as states, to have more of a discretionary role as it comes to determining people's citizenship. As in, they're going to open the door to start revoking citizenship of people who are born in the United States. Yes. This could be applied retroactively. In fact, this very issue and concern was discussed at a March 10th Senate hearing just at the cusp of the Supreme Court case. I'll run the clip for you.
The impact of this kind of interpretation could affect millions of, if there is retroactive application, which there's nothing in the executive order or anything that the Supreme Court may deem that would say that that this cannot be, this kind of reinterpretation cannot be applied retroactively. So there would be millions of U.S. citizens who could be denied citizenship as a result. Isn't that right?
That's correct. And in fact, the Trump administration, the executive order itself just says this is the interpretation. It's absolutely retroactive. And then it recognizes that in its brief as well.
If you are denied citizenship and if the regime gets its way with the SAVE Act, which would require proof of citizenship in order to vote, does that mean that millions of people in our country who are citizens by virtue of being born in this country would be denied the right to vote?
Yes, they'd be denied all the rights of citizenship, including the right to vote or serve in public office or serve on a jury.
And if you see this video and you're thinking, oh, she's just fear-mongering, she knows what she's talking about. You're wrong. I've been reporting and talking about how they're going to attack and try to end birthright citizenship for the past 5 years on this app. To give you examples of previous videos, I'll tag some of them below for your reference. Nonetheless, this is a clip, again, from that Senate hearing where they discuss how this can be applied retroactively and also current citizens will have their citizenship scrutinized.
First is the executive purports to interpret what the citizenship clause has always meant. It purports to say it's always meant this. It says it's restoring the original understanding of the citizenship clause. That clause has been on the books since 1868. So all of us would then be subject to scrutiny of our ancestry. And for those who had a parent who was temporarily present, or grandparent or great-grandparent, or who'd violated immigration law, maybe 3 generations in the past, everyone's citizenship would be suspect. And the administration recognizes that. They note that in their brief, and they ask the Supreme Court to apply the law prospectively only, but they recognize they're arguing for an interpretation that would unwind the citizenship of the nation.
Much of the pushback I get on reporting on the attack on birthright citizenship, yes, reporting on it, is that people are thinking way too hard about the application of how they would, apply or start revoking people's citizenship. And they're thinking way too hard on this because, one, there's already precedent. I'll tag the video below I made back in October talking about how in the early 1900s, if you were an American woman, born, bred, raised American woman, and you married a foreign man, you lost your U.S. citizenship. Okay, so that's already one precedent, which, considering the Supreme Court case we saw back in 2024, which the court ruled that you being a U.S. citizen do not have any constitutional right for your foreign-born spouse to be with the United States, You see where this could possibly go? Like, they are going to try to use all of this to determine who is actually going to be welcomed, who will see citizenship in the United States. Not only that, they can just make people functionally stateless. Whereas if you cannot prove your citizenship, well, guess what? You can't get a passport. And if they pass the SAVE Act, you can't vote. So not only can you not leave the country, but you cannot exercise your constitutional right of being able to vote. That simple. You are functionally stateless. And to put it in perspective, the Brennan Center for Justice did a survey back in 2024 and found that 21 million Americans do not have access to documents that would prove their citizenship readily available to them. And it gets worse. 3.8 million Americans do not have these documents at all, which means if this goes into effect, they are functionally stateless if they cannot prove they are a U.S. citizen. And it's that simple. I do not have a call to action. I have videos of steps my family and I are taking to prepare. Watch those videos, don't watch them, completely up to you. I'm also not going to tell you to call your reps because that's not going to do a damn thing. And I'm so sorry, y'all, but it's not. What I will say is to buckle up because this Supreme Court case will unravel the country and likely create a major conflict in the future.
Even though the truth is coming from the mouth of a liar, even though it looks like they're saying the truth, but their intention is more than that. See, there's a lesson every immigrant need to learn. And this is the angle I want to come from. The angle of realizing the role that Black Americans played in making sure that everybody have leverage, have a platform, have a preferential treatment in America when they come to America. And this immigrant has taken for granted for too long. They have taken it for granted. They feel, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is a very big deal because when you refuse to acknowledge the role Black Americans played in making sure that everybody who comes to America becomes someone, everyone that comes into America, their dream is achieved. Everyone that comes into America gets an opportunity that is made available to everybody. Black Americans are the one that made this possible. So when you come to America, you achieve your aims, your dreams are achieved, the opportunities you pursue, you get. You have the right to go to school. You have the right to go to a very good school. You have the right to access loan. You have the right to get everything that you want. And suddenly you now realize that, oh, you want to compete with Black Americans. Oh, Black Americans are lazy. Oh, they don't have a culture. Oh, they're jealous of me because I'm successful. Just like Somalis are saying. You forgot that the people that gave you platform, that gave you leverage is Black Americans. And now, Mr. President said it clearly. You heard it. He said, Birthright citizenship was meant for the children of the slave. And who are they? It's the Black Americans that fought for freedom, for emancipation of everybody, not just for themselves. But you guys felt, oh, it is a normal thing. You do not appreciate them. Now the deal is done. So who is going to rescue the immigrant that comes into America to give birth, and through the childbirth, he or she can claim citizenship? Now the court has given Mr. President the go-ahead. He has given him like the possibility that is possible. So what's going to happen to immigrants? It is time immigrants know exactly what is about to happen, because they thought that because they have a leverage, they have gotten what they want, so they can talk anyhow. See, the law stipulates that even those citizenship that were given to immigrants' children, that if traced back and they found that the parent does not have proper documentation, they will not give them passport, which is the citizenship. And of course, if they don't have passport, they can't also vote. That is where they're going. Someone said that after this declaration, that is when it will be active. Well, let's hope so, because the people that got citizenship through childbearing, some of them, the parents have not done proper documentation of even up until now. Some of them have not gotten paper. Some of them are just like, okay, my son is a citizen, so I'm covered. My daughter is a citizenship, is a citizen, I'm covered. Ask how many people have gotten the passport of American citizenship. You see, when they're waiting for every immigrant, because your son, your daughter is a citizen, is different from you that came in through tourist visa or visit visa to give birth. You see, so they are still going to recall back to how you were given birth to. And let's say if such set of people escaped, the ones that are going to be coming even from now, they are saying that no more. So if you have escaped as an immigrant, good for you. But those ones that are going to be coming from now, from henceforth, they're not going to give them citizenship. Now you know what Black Americans did. In case you're thinking, and let me give you a good news. If there's anybody that can fight this, it's still the Black Americans. But guess what? The bad news is that they are tired of speaking. They are tired of fighting. They are tired of the disrespect from immigrants who feels that they want to compete with Black Americans, who feels that they're entitled, and therefore they can talk to Black Americans anyhow. Now, Black Americans are saying, we're done talking. Who is going to help immigrants? Who is going to speak for you guys? You can't bring your family anymore. You can't bring your loved one anymore. You want to give birth in America? You can't do that anymore because Mr. President is stopping it. Now immigrants' eyes are open to this fact that I have been saying, that a lot of us have been saying, respect Black Americans. Who's going to save you? I want to stop here because I believe that the time has come for Black Americans to earn their respect. They deserve to be respected. And now, one way or the other, they're going to get it. Everybody will know the role that Black Americans played in making sure that everybody has a leverage in America. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for, always being an encouragement to me. Your test, your support, super thanks, buy me coffee. I want to speak about them today. And I want to say thank you. I am grateful. Don't forget, if today's your first time, subscribe to this channel, like and share, and join this community. Until I come your way again. Bye for now.